Be interesting to see when it actually turns up. All right, okay. Right, new update. They're always doing. They're certainly committed to this. They keep doing. And I'm just so impressed by Restream as a whole. You know, so if you want to share that web page, you can.
Yeah, I've done it. I've sort of shared it into 2 of our groups. That we've got people watching. There's 3 up there. Actually.
Right. Okay. And do you want to share the screen into here?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, okay. Actually, that's. I'm just looking at that homepage now. Testing Restream to your website. Okay. So yeah.
Share the screen into here. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you might have.
I'm just looking at that homepage now.
An echo because you've got the.
I've got the other one open, haven't I? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just move my camera and turn that microphone off.
Okay.
So let us
right.
share the screen. There we go.
Welcome to the broadcast. This is a live test with myself and Joe Sheppard, and we are breaking new ground as we bring onto screen
our webpage.
Steven and Joe.
There we go. Excellent. Yeah, so that's obviously on our on Paul Hanley's testing page or testing building page, which is obviously slightly different from our home landing page, but so the layout it's just for semantics today to get it up and running. So everybody who is watching, thank you very much for that. I can see there's it's quite good. I can see in the studio that there are that's very, very good. Breaks down where you are by individual account. So your Twitch, all of your other accounts. Okay. So actually, I've got people who are watching on from our groups.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what have we got here? The preview. You're up. Okay, there we go. So we've got somebody from the team. Keane's, yeah, up and watching, which is you're up. Yeah, absolutely. That is cool. It's a game changer, isn't it? It really is a game changer, being able to go live to your website. So there's more people up there now. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm really liking that.
The thing is, if you do it as you can do it as a blog post as well, and if you do it as a blog post, then you can have live comments coming in from Facebook. Yeah, in the comment section on the blog. You can't feature them on screen, but you can actually talk about them. The other thing is, I mean, we're actually live on Restream, which means that I can do this, and I can be on the main screen.
Absolutely.
Or I can do this, and Joe is on the main screen, or we can just have the full screen.
Yeah.
And we're in the background now, and we're actually talking about. Yeah. So this is just, the technology is just absolutely amazing. I mean, Restream. I'll take that off full screen. Restream have got their act together, because they've got 3 million users. And they've always been in the Restream business, which is to take your broadcast and put it out to Facebook and Vimeo and YouTube and LinkedIn, wherever you want it to go. But they started building this studio of their own back in May, and Marco and I have followed it. And it's just works so well. I think we're headed towards infinity at the moment. Let's just hide that and go back to you and me. Hopefully that will work out. Yeah.
There we go. Stop that. Yeah, cool. I'm liking that. I'm a big fan, actually. That will be, I think, it allow us to, because we're advancing what we're doing with the website quicker than we needed to do. I think certainly by the end of Q1 to the end of March, so we've got sort of 6 weeks. I'll then put Restream in place, and we'll start using this as a go-to thing for Q2, really. And
it's one of the keys. I mean, there is an audience on Facebook, and there's on YouTube, but the reason for going live on Facebook and YouTube is to drive people back to your webpage.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And I've been sharing this with some of the organizations that we're supporting with lives, that actually, you know, as you say, the other platforms are okay, and I'm a big advocate. You know, we started the whole thing about going live on business, small and artisan businesses, going live on their page, but actually driving people, having it on their website, where you can drive people to the website, means that they're going to look around the website. You can drive them to the shop, etc., etc., etc. On our website, we've got a Conversio bot.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I got that a few weeks ago in a deal, because I just thought I quite like bots. I think they are a massive future. Yeah. Massive future. You know, whichever one you like, I suppose. But we'll have that, so there'll be a number of different ways in. But I think you're right. Dragging people to your site, to your own website, gives you 100% of control what you're doing with them.
Well, it does. When people go to YouTube, they're looking for the next video. When people go to Facebook, there are distractions flying past them all the time.
Sure.
When they're actually on your website, then the distraction is your other web pages. So they're still listening to you, but they're surfing your website.
Absolutely. So you're controlling, you're following, you can controlling your own data, you know, this whole thing where when you put, like obviously we'll have a private members group, is the plan as well. So when you're putting a message out there, 100% of people are going to see it.
That's it.
Not 1.5 to 2% as on a certain platform, which is, you know, hugely frustrating. We will always need those other platforms as a conduit, and they're good for what they do. But taking control back of what your ultimate aim is, both for myself on our shows and for the businesses we're supporting, is the right way to go. Although I'm venturing off with my advice to organisations that we need to go live on there. It's getting people quite excited, the thought of being able to do this, and I think this is the ultimate end too. Yeah,
the additional thing is what. First of all, we know that when people visit a website, normally they've followed it, come to read a blog post, they will look at between 5 and 10 other different pages whilst they're there. If they're actually drawn there by the video, then they're going to see even more of the website. So it's a lead magnet.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the other thing is that everything that you actually do live on the website is being recorded, so that after this broadcast, this recording can be taken and repurposed and put anywhere. Yeah,
absolutely.
So there's the live, and then there's life after the live, because you can build up, as you're doing, a catalogue of past broadcasts on the website.
And they just. In fact, I'm just trying to exit full screen there. Why won't that allow me to exit full screen? No, don't want those on there. Exit full screen. Interesting.
Okay, and I'm just going to, forgive me a moment. I'm just going to go over to a website. Just a second. Just to let you know, everybody, Joe and I normally get together at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday morning to plan everything. But today we're taking a step further and doing some live planning.
I've just refreshed all of that, and it says the stream is currently offline on the homepage now.
Okay, I wonder
if I have to.
I'm just going to check. I'm just logging. Hopefully not.
We're back. No, we're back.
All right. Okay. Yeah, there may be buffering from time to time, but shouldn't be anything too major. I'm just logging into my website, and I'm going to. Hopefully, I have to wait for that one to cook for a minute, Joe, because I would like to share my screen too in a second or two. Yeah. So the thing is that it works. it works out the box, and there's no additional setup. I'm going to go.
Yeah, one of my lads saying I've had you live on the homepage throughout.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, we're actually pushing it now. We're actually live and watching ourselves live.
Yeah.
And then we're watching ourselves live again, which is bound to stress both our internets. I know that we've got upgraded, but yeah, I'm just waiting till I can share this page. Okay, so back to the studio I am, and I'm going to share my screen this time. I'm going to press that button. So many buttons to press now. When we first came into this studio, sort of a couple of months back, last May, there was very little to actually share and touch and everything. But I can now bring this on screen. Okay, now you're not restricted to going out on only one website. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So you take the same LPMP link and use
exactly. So you can go out on multiple websites with the same feed. So this is my website with the same feed that you had on BOD, and again, it just simply works. So you can distribute it around the globe. I mean, if you come up with agreements between people,
sure,
then basically you can push content from one place to another.
Yeah, absolutely. It is.
Yeah. Just take that full screen to make sure that there you are. You can see both of us live on my page. Well, sort of live, but we are live, I assure you. It's on the internet. So I'll stop sharing now. So that's
the delay there is only a matter of seconds, because normally there's like anything between 30 seconds and a minute, isn't there, on the platforms? But I was just looking at our homepage there, and the difference between when you said you were going full screen. So that's really good, actually. Yeah, brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Yeah, very much taken with that. And very much taken with the fact that you can take the same link and put it onto multi-websites. So stuff you're doing for an organization, for example, if it's related to anything else, you share that same thing. You just send it to whoever's their webmaster, and they can.
You can do your own syndication. Yeah. You can syndicate the live broadcast and say, right, okay, put this code on your site. Whenever it's live, it will show on your website to actually bring in traffic.
So you use the same code all the time?
Yeah, it's one set of code. Okay. Permanent.
Ah, that's cool. So when right, okay. Okay, that is
the notepads here. Yeah, right. Okay, so you go live on more than one site. The code stays the same, and basically when you go live on Restream, you'll go live on all the websites that you put the link into.
Super. Unglaublich.
Yeah, at the moment we're live on 3 Facebook pages. We're live on YouTube, we're live on Twitch, and we're live on Periscope, and we're also live on 2 websites. So it doesn't get much better, does it, really?
No, it doesn't, actually. No, it doesn't. And again, I need to go into Restream and have sort of play around the functionality of, well, you know, overlays and video uploads and stuff like that. Is in comparison to I mean, StreamYard and BeLive give different options. One of the great things about BeLive is that you can pick up directly from YouTube, and I like that idea because you're not having to sort of upload it. In fact, actually, Restream are doing that as well now. You can click on a video upload, and it goes in as one of your screens but you can also upload to the video overlay area. In comparison to both of those, is the functionality like that for Restream just as good for you?
Right, you can on Restream. Let's just go through. We can overlay the chat if there was a chat. Okay, so the live chat can go down the side of the screen, and if somebody wants to make a comment somewhere, please, then we can prove it. So just, if you just want to type in hello wherever you are, we should see it on screen in a second. The other thing is you can have a logo, and you can have an overlay. Okay.
Yeah.
So same rules as before, 1920 by
7-8 years.
1280, and that's it. So overlays are there. Videos, you can upload a short video. Okay, and they are putting a warning on that could slow the system down if you do that. But you can't do YouTube. The two things you can't do: one, you can't do YouTube, and two, you can't load images. Yeah.
Okay.
So images you'd have to bring in as a video, yeah, and get around it that way. I mean, it's strange. Both Restream and Melon have decided not to do images, and I don't see why, because it's reasonably easy to do. If you can do a video, you can do an image.
Yeah, and images are great. We use them. We use images and videos an awful lot, and we're growing them more in our shows. That's pretty critical for us. In fact, actually on StreamYard, I just tend to put them up as overlays, because it's one click, and the videos are great because once you click it, it clicks off when it finishes, and it's that sort of soft touch simplicity of ease. Because I was obviously always trying to stay away from screen sharing, which is not only takes your processing speed and blah 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 blah, but also it is more buttons to click and be all about simplicity when you've got a lot of guests on, a number of videos, a number of imagery to use. The overlay thing is great, or on BeLive just the straight images up is very, very good. So that's something, again, it's not it doesn't stop us from wanting to use it. The main thing will be able to be multi-syndication of streaming to the website sites, as well as going live on other stuff. So I think as we're building the site more over the next 6 to 8 weeks, we get to play around with the basic model and understanding that more, and finally tweaks around it will be ideal. But that is that's very successful. And adds an awful lot of value, and especially the one link that you use whenever you go live. It is there done. You don't have to constantly re-put a link out. I mean, that's one of the things I find with one of the things I love about BeLive is that we've got our own link that you don't. StreamYard for security, they do it another way where you get a separate link every time. But anything where you don't have to change something.
True.
It's just it's another thing less that you have to actually think about in your pre-list of stuff.
Producing a show is an art form.
Yeah.
And we've all got tick lists of things that we've got to go through pre-show, during the show, and post-show. And after a while, you've learnt it by rote, and you know it by heart. You can just do it. So, but for the bare technical part of this, it's just so smooth and proven. We're not beta testing this. I mean, 3 million people have used this technology.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's good.
Excellent.
Okay.
Very taken with that, Stephen. Very, very taken with that. And to everybody's been watching us, thanks very much. I know some of the team have been on looking at our testing homepage. need to play around with that more now with Restream over the next few weeks, and learn that a little bit more, and then once we are ready, we can commit to that. I think is going to be the is going to be the way to go. Excellent. Thank you. That's been
You're more than welcome. I just love this new technology. I love exploring it together, and we've been through a whole range of systems over the years. So to everybody who's watched live from Wiltshire in England, from Stephen, it's bye for now. And of course, from your host, Joe.
Take care.
Well, take care. Bye.